آموزش انگلیسی این جلسمون راجع به فیلم آپنهایمر با کارگردانی کریستوفرنولان هستش که داستان زندگی رابرت اوپنهایمر ملقب به پدر بمب اتم رو روایت میکنه. بریم با هم 2 سکانس از این فیلم رو با زیرنویس انگلیسی تماشا کنیم و بعد کلی لغات و اصطلاح جدید انگلیسی رو یاد بگیریم. آماده هستی؟ پس بزن بریم.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist, unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Nothing good, no?
Tolman thinks you have integrity, but he also strikes me as a guy who knows more about science than people. You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist.
Dilettante, someone who is not serious about what they are doing or does not study a subject thoroughly. یعنی غیر حرفه‌ای، کسی که به یه کاری علاقه داره اما اون رو جدی دنبال نمی‌کنه و سطحی بلده. به عنوان مثال Without any formal training, she is simply a dilettante and not a professional dancer. یعنی بدون هیچ گونه آموزش رسمی، اون فقط یک رقصنده تفننی و غیر حرفه‌ای هستش و نه یک رقصنده حرفه‌ای.
No, Langdon's helping me publish my novel.
You finished your novel?
I know it's a big surprise. The dilettante finished something, right?
I never said that.
Special mission compound at his own insistence. I know it's a problem. And here's the thing. The ambassador isn't some dilettante political appointee.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist.
Womanizer, a man who has sexual relationships with many different women. یعنی مرد خانوم باز. مثلا he was a gambler, a womanizer and a drunk. یعنی اون یک قمارباز، خانومباز و مست بود.
Still.
What about the General and Captain Campbell? Were they close?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. You like your dad?
My dad was a drunk, a gambler, and a womanizer. I worshipped him.
I'm aware, sir, that this is none of your business.
His reputation as a womanizer.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist.
Suspected, believed to be guilty of something although there is no definite proof. یعنی مظنون، مشکوک. مثلا The police have detained the suspected thief for questioning at the police station. یعنی پلیس سارق مظنون رو برای بازجویی در کلانتری بازداشت کرده.
Captain says to torch this place, you hear that? Torch this place! Blow the weapons in place! Round up all suspected VC and shake it up!
Earlier today, LA County firefighter Dennis Vineyard was shot and killed battling a blaze at a suspected Compton drug den.
پس جنرال گرووز به اوپنهایمر میگه که تو یه فرد غیر حرفه‌ای، خانومباز و مشکوک به کمونیست بودن هستی.
Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Unstable. If people are unstable, their behavior and emotions change suddenly. یعنی بی‌ثبات، ناپایدار. افرادی که رفتارشون هی تغییر میکنه.
Kind of distraction.
No problem. How about a lovely lady that I've used before?
Listen, you drive carefully, all right? Yeah. And everything down there is going to be unstable as hell.
Bain turned the core into a bomb and removed it from the reactor.
Here's the important part.
As the device's fuel cells deteriorate, it becomes increasingly unstable to the point of detonation.
Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Theatrical, behaving in a very noticeable way that is intended to get people's attention. یعنی رفتاری که به قصد جلب توجه افراد باشه. Egotistical, thinking that you are better or more important than anyone else. یعنی خودبین، خودخواه.
A rank. As for you, well, you're easy. You're an egotistical jerk with daddy issues.
That was lucky.
I thought you were a man of God.
I am, but I'm not so egotistical as to think he plans his day around my dilemmas.
Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Neurotic, unreasonably anxious or afraid. یعنی روان رنجور، دارای اختلال عصبی.
Certainly not handsome.
Well, I think he's very handsome. He's got a great look. I mean, he's really sexy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would because you're a neurotic.
Well, I mean, her, right? No, me. Okay, whatever.
A little bit neurotic.
You're a little bit like that, aren't you?
You think I'm neurotic?
No. Come on, I'm kidding.
پس جنرال معتقده که آپنهایمر فردی بی‌ثبات، اهل نمایش برای جلب توجه، مغرور و خودخواه و همینطور دارای اختلالات عصبی هست که آپنهایمر میگه یعنی هیچ ویژگی خوبی ندارم.
Nothing good, no. Tolman thinks you have integrity.
Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. یعنی درستی و صداقت. به عنوان مثال The minister promised to restore the honesty and integrity of the government. یعنی وزیر قول داد که صداقت و درستی دولت رو برگردونه.
Badge on my belt says detective. It's the same as yours.
Look, I made a decision. I had to consider the integrity of the scene. Couldn't worry whether you thought you were getting enough time on the play.
Major concern. Panic. Sheer bloody panic, sir. Indeed.
You're not taking this seriously, are you, Holmes?
Yes, as you should. It's a matter of professional integrity.
پس ریچارد تولمن که یک فیزیکدان بود گفته بود که آپنهایمر آدم صادق و درستی هست. ولی نظر جنرال چیه؟
But he also strikes me as a guy who knows more about science than people.
Strike someone as something, to cause to think about someone or something in a particular way. یعنی حس خاصی به کسی دادن، باعث این شدن که چیزی به نظر کسی یه جور خاصی بیاد. به عنوان مثال She strikes me as a calm and patient person. یعنی اون به هم حس یه آدم آروم و صبور رو میده. به نظرم یه آدم آروم و صبور میاد. پس جنرال میگه که تولمن فکر میکنه که تو صداقت داری، اما اون به هم حس یه آدمی رو میده که بیشتر راجع به علم بدونه تا آدما. یعنی رو توصیه‌اش در مورد شناخت شخصیت تو نمیتونم حساب کنم. خب اینم از بخش اول آموزشمون. اگه تا اینجای ویدیو رو دوست داشتی میتونی با لایک کردنش به همون کلی انرژی بدی. بریم یه مکالمه دیگه هم از اوپنهایمر و جنرال گرووز ببینیم و کلی لغات انگلیسی جدید رو یاد بگیریم.
You know, General, not everyone has levers to pull like mine. You didn't hire me despite my left-wing past. You hired me because of it.
No, I'm not that subtle. I'm just a humble soldier.
You know, General, not everyone has levers to pull like mine.
Lever, something you use often unfairly to try to persuade someone to do what you want. یعنی اهرم فشار، چیزی که باهاش بتونن یک نفر رو مجبور به انجام کاری کنن. به عنوان مثال The threat of sanctions is our most powerful lever for peace. یعنی تهدید تحریم قدرتمندترین اهرم ما برای صلح هست. یعنی از طریق اهرم تحریم میتونیم اونا رو وادار به صلح کنیم. پس اوپنهایمر به جنرال میگه که همه مثل من اهرم فشاری براشون وجود نداره.
You didn't hire me despite my left-wing past.
Hire, to give somebody a job. یعنی استخدام کردن. یه نکته جالب اینه که متضاد این کلمه یعنی اخراج کردن میشه fire. پس تفاوت استخدام کردن و اخراج کردن فقط یک حرف است. hire یعنی استخدام کردن، fire یعنی اخراج کردن.
Leave me and go.
You don't seem to understand, Mr. Saito, that corporation that hired us. They won't accept failure. We won't last 2 days.
Say, I could use your help with something.
Anything, sir.
You see, we've hired some new scare recruits, and frankly, they're
inexperienced. You didn't hire me despite my left-wing past.
Despite, without being influenced or prevented by. یعنی علی رغم، با وجوده. به عنوان مثال The game continued despite the rain. یعنی علی رغم بارش باران، با وجود بارش باران، بازی ادامه پیدا کرد.
What kind of dentist are you?
Despite that cart, I haven't practiced dentistry in 5 years.
Not sure yet, sir, but we're working on several leads.
Anything else?
We located the fireworks launch and found traces of the explosives used at both sites. Unfortunately, it appears that despite the heavy level of sophistication, these devices were homemade with over-the-counter chemicals.
پس اوپنهایمر میگه که تو منو علیرغم گذشتن با جناح چپ استخدام نکردی. تو منو به خاطر ارتباطم باهاشون استخدام کردی. یعنی استخدامم کردی که بتونی روم کنترل داشته باشی. که ژنرال میگه subtle, behaving in a skillful and clever way. یعنی زیرک و تیز. مثلا I think we need a more subtle approach. یعنی من فکر میکنم که ما به یک رویکرد زیرکانه تر نیاز داریم.
You didn't plant it deep enough?
No, it's not just about depth. You need the simplest version of the idea in order for it to grow naturally in your subject's mind. It's a very subtle art.
That guy's work a punch up at fucking Smith Street.
It's very effective, Tony. It's not too subtle, but effective.
I'm just a humble soldier.
Humble, not proud or not believing that you are important. یعنی متواضع و فروتن. مثلا be humble enough to learn from your mistakes. یعنی اونقدر فروتن باش که از اشتباهاتت درس بگیری.
This dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate.
What you're about to see is considered safe.
And who are you?
I am a humble admirer and a fellow practitioner.
پس جنرال میگه که من اونقدرها هم زیرک نیستم. من فقط یه سرباز معمولی هستم. اینم از آموزش این جلسمون. یادتون نره که ما یه آموزش دیگه هم با فیلم اوپنهایمر داریم که میتونید از طریق لینک بالا تماشا کنید. راستی اگه این ویدیو رو دوست داشتید میتونید با لایک کردنش به همون کلی انرژی بدید.
You're a dilettante, a womanizer, a suspected communist, unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Nothing good, no?
Tolman thinks you have integrity, but he also strikes me as a guy who knows more about science than people.
You know, General, not everyone has levers to pull like mine. You didn't hire me despite my left-wing past. You hired me because of it.
No, I'm not that subtle. I'm just a humble soldier.